Now guys, those of you that have seen the video from Friday, the build, will know that we've had a clogged all-in-one cooler. It's basically a water cooler, the ones they sell to you, so not a custom water cooling loop, that after a while doesn't perform and lets your CPU overheat. It is basically a broken all-in-one water cooler. Now, in the video you have seen that we tried to fix it, but we failed. Now this video is gonna be a take on what I learned doing all of that, and now you can actually fix it the proper way for yourself, maybe without using liquid graphene, which is what I have used, okay? And I will tell you all you need to do with steps, with video steps on how to fix a clogged all-in-one, a broken all-in-one. So let's get started. Step one is to clean the paste. Then to open up the all-in-ones, you have two choices. You can either remove the screws on the block and go, let's say, from the block upwards, which we will probably do just because I don't want to be dismounting it twice, and so you guys can have a look at how to do it. Or you can use the valve, which is called the actual, well, it's a drain port technically. And how this works is you need to take out this little thing. You can use various tools. Now I will be using a screw just because I can't be bothered, but basically you get this thing out. Okay, and then it reveals a Torx screw. And now we just have to undo that and we can drain the whole all-in-one cooler. But first we have to take out all the fans. So we'll do that off camera quickly and come back. Okay, so in our case we need a Torx bit, but basically just get whatever screwdriver you need. And then it's very hard, but we need to undo this thing. And then it will come out very easily, as you can see. And it has some gunk under it, which shouldn't be black. But since it's black, it means that we really needed to do this thing. And now it's open, so we will go in the garden and empty it. Okay, so a couple bubbles are coming out, which means that the loop needed to be drained. Now, draining loops is also something that can help with performance if you don't want to empty it, okay? But it really shouldn't happen with all-in-ones, but hey, I guess this time it is happening. So what we're doing now is we're gonna empty it, trying to show you while we do it. Not much at all is coming out, which is not really a good sign. And it is actually relatively clear inside, so that's good as well. I don't know how much you can see again, but just empty it all you can. We will do it off camera, okay, for a bit. Must really like me. We are now opening up the actual water block, and now you just have to remove all the Torx screws that are in there. Now we will do it quickly off camera, but basically just take them all out and then remove the actual copper cold plate. And then you can finally take off the cold plate. This is our actual cold plate, and as you can see, it was indeed a bit dirty. So it was a good thing to open it up. Now we will clean it. Okay, so now this is the actual design. You can take it out, just remember which way it goes. And then this was our problem in this case. So we have to clean it up properly, and we'll be good. Let's go. Refill it. I will show you how I do it. There are many ways to do it. This is my way. So first of all, I close the block. This is probably the most important part. Again, don't forget which side it had to go on. In my case, it was this side. Now, one of the most important parts is to actually clean the back of the cold plate, as you can see. So how to clean it? Well, I use just some alcohol, but there are many ways. You can use like a little brush, but I like to do this. And like this does like 90% of the job with like 10% of the effort, so it's my way to go. Feel free to copy it. So what I did is I filled it with alcohol and I will let it sit for a bit. Now guys, we are back to us because the refilling part is actually the part that I did not manage to do in an easy way. Now, what I did actually worked, but you have to do it in a better way because as you have seen, as you will be seeing right now by the clips, we are using liquid graphene because we wanna, yeah, it went everywhere. I was saying because we wanna increase the performance a bit, but I'm not sure about the dynamics, about how I should be filling this thing up, honestly, but hey. It was such a mess, the liquid graphene went absolutely everywhere. You have no idea, I have some white shoes that will be forever stained in black after that thing. And I spent like 30 minutes trying to clean up my lab. So how to do it the right way? So how to refill it? Well, the right way to refill an all-in-one cooler is really in two different ways. You can either refill it via the tubes, which is what we attempted wrongly, or via the pump, which is what we did right in the end. Now, if you want to do it via the tubes, you don't have to do it via the refill valve. That is actually just a leak valve, and it's not going to be used for this. You have to manually detach the tubes, and then put one of the tubes in a little container with some distilled water. Use distilled water for this. Don't use liquid graphene, don't use other stuff, simply because they are cheaper and you will waste quite a bit doing this. So just for money and for not wasting stuff, use distilled water. So you put the tube in the box with the water, and then you put the rod, the empty part of the rod, still in the box with water so that both are filled. At this point, you turn on the pump, as we've done in the video, and it will automatically flush the radiator endless times until it's full. At that point, you just close it up. Easy peasy. But closing it up again might be difficult because some all-in-one are soldered, and then you will have to use a fitting or like a zip tie. So if you don't want to put a zip tie, the proper way is what you see me doing in this clip, in which I am just moving the box, the little box around with the all-in-one and the graphene in it. So how you do it is this, basically. You dismount the water cooling block from the all-in-one, and then you basically fill it via the pump. Now, the best way to do this is to just put the pump in a box with distilled water. Another way to do this would be to use some duct tape and basically build a little reservoir around the pump and then fill it up like that, as if it was a cup. But it's difficult, it's messy. I personally do recommend using distilled water in a box. Distilled water is non-conductive, so you can just use that, put it there, it will flush your all-in-one and fill it up at the same time. So with that said, all the rest of the steps, so the dismounting, the cleaning of the fins, are all right, and it's how you should be doing it. And by doing this, you can revive an all-in-one. I have actually had success in the past with a Cooler Master all-in-one. I just detached the tubes, refilled it, and it's working to this day. And that all-in-one had 8 years when I did it, and it was broken, and now it has 12 years and it's still running fine. So I do recommend fixing your all-in-one, yes, but do it properly and with distilled water. If this video was helpful, guys, please drop a like and a sub. Do let me know, please, if you have any different ways to do this, because I know that there might be different ways that I don't know of. And see you in the next one, guys. Bye! No!